live? Oh, okay. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين لا نعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So our Hufaz, and first of all, Alhamdulillah, we are welcoming back Brother Ali. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has returned his health to him, and we are glad to have him back before Ramadan ended. So he will be calling the adhan tonight, and inshallah, tomorrow, Ali will be reciting, and we will catch up with the other portion of the juice. So we'll be reciting Surah Al-Mulk, yeah, Surah Al-Mulk, and then whatever you guys decide you're going to recite from the 28th, whether you're doing the first quarter or not, inshallah. And then we'll be all set to go on 30th, inshallah, for the program. And all three of them will be reciting on Thursday evening for the khatam. And inshallah. And for those who are asking, like, well, you're only during the first quarter, so or is like that's not a khatam al-Quran. And alhamdulillah, per the request that we made at the very beginning, so I have a Quran that I'm keeping up with. So I'll be doing the dua, and it will be my Khatm al-Quran. So we will all be sharing in that, all of us together, with the addition of all of our efforts that we've been making this month of Ramadan, inshallah, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. We hope that you've also made efforts to keep up with, and hopefully, inshallah, everybody is finished at least one Quran if they are able to during this month of Ramadan. This evening, inshallah, we have Surah Al-Rahman and Al-Waqi'ah. The theme, of course, and alhamdulillah, in Surah Al-Rahman is that it's beginning with Ar-Rahman. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahman. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that the entirety of creation is completely dependent upon, and it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rahmah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing everything, the existence and the sustenance and everything for the entirety of the creation. And that includes the kuffar and the mushrikeen as well. No matter how big, no matter how small, whether you're talking about malaika, angels, or jinn, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has created every being and everything in creation, and its existence and its sustenance. We are all completely dependent upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing for us is out of His rahmah. Now, whether or not we are taking the benefit from that rahmah, that is a completely different story. So, then of course we have, mashallah, the ayah everybody knows and loves, and alhamdulillah. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So which one of the favors of the Lord of your Lord will you deny? And here again, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing mankind and jinn. So those who have ikhtiyar, so this choice and free will. So mankind and jinnkind both have a choice between obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So which of the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are we going to deny? And we've gone over it this month as well, that the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are so much that we can't even begin to count them. We would exhaust ourselves if we were to even try to count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is one of the most effective means of spiritual as well as psychological therapy, that whenever you start to feel depressed or anxiety or stress, if you just think and count the everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is already doing for us on a moment to moment and a day to day basis, and already throughout our lives, and how it can always be worse. It can always be worse. And for the believer, any difficulty that we undergo, and this is a common thing. There was somebody, I think that I think it was here or maybe in another class. And you have a in another class. I can't look at text messages while I'm trying to like think. That the that when you're having anxiety and everything, and when you're going through any form of difficulty. So somebody was asking, is this the adab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this COVID-19 a coronavirus situation? Is this the adab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Well, it depends. It depends on how the person takes it and how they respond to it. So for a non-Muslim, for instance, if through this now they recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in complete control and how Allah ta'ala can change the situation, and because of that, now because of this situation, they end up becoming Muslim. So end up taking their shahada, and it is happening. So there's already been over these past 2 3 months, there have already been cases where people who are during the stay-at-home order and all of these things, that they have taken their shahada. So for them, is this the adab of Allah? Of course not. Then this is a ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon them. And then you have Muslims, and those Muslims who are patient and they're consistent in their amal, and they're doing istighfar, and they're making tawbah and turning towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the same thing. Is this the adab of Allah? Of course not, because now this is something that is bringing them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because of their patience, because of their aqeedah is kicking in. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forgiving their sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is elevating their status in this life as well as in the next, and it becomes a blessing for them. And if you think about it, the what we are enduring right now compared to the hellfire is nothing. It is nothing. There is no comparison. There's no way that you can compare what we are having to endure right now with any aspect or portion of an-nar and jahannam, of the hellfire. So if this is what we have to go through in order for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a means of kafara, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives our sins and our shortcomings, then this is also the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for the believer, now still it's a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, for some people, because whether it's because of their weak iman or nifaq or whatever the case may be, for some people they could end up losing their Islam or losing their iman. And for these people, then yes, you can say that is the adab from of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon them. So it's depending on how we respond and how we react. You can't make a blanket statement. So but it can always be worse, and that's the part that we are constantly being reminded in the Quran to keep in consideration, to keep in the forefront of our thoughts, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings are so many, and sometimes we get so lost and caught up in complaining and whining about things not going the way that we want them to go. They're not going the way we want them to go because we are not God. And because we are not God, we don't control our situation. Because we are not God, we don't get to decide how things are going to go for us. Because we are not God, we don't know everything. Allah is Allah. We are the ibad of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For us, we relinquish everything. We turn our affairs over to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have complete trust in Allah. Then in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, the occurrence, the event, um, in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, if we're going to lock in on a key point, is talking about Yawm al-Qiyamah and talking about the Day of Judgment, and when mankind and will be brought together, and now each individual will be shepherded to their place, their final destination, and this meeting with Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. But here in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala explains in the beginning, in the middle, and also in the end about these different groups and the different categories. Uh, so in the beginning, you have Ashabul Maymana and have Ashabul Mash'ama, and then we have the Sabiqun, and then Ashabul Yamin, Ashabul Shiman. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala now is, human beings today, if you look at all the different ways that we have conflict as a human race, and all the different ways that we segregate ourselves and we divide ourselves, whether it's based on nationalism, political leanings, race, financial status, how much education you have, um, subhanallah, what language you speak, your physical appearance, subhanallah. And it's just so, and you can keep going. So you have this like this ridiculously long list of how human beings divide themselves and classify themselves and distinguish who is better than the other. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes all of those notions and brings our attention towards that classification which matters the most. And that is, what is your classification in the sight of Allah? Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. So we are classified based on taqwa. Here, it is our iman, it is our amal, it is our yaqeen, is our conviction in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. It is our tawakkul ala Allah. It is all of these things now that differentiates and now that gives the status of the human being one over the other. And the beauty of it is that with the exception of whatever outward manifestations, the outward appearances, we just don't know. We don't know what another person is doing behind closed doors. We don't know what another person, what ill feelings or nifaq or kufr or shirk may reside in the heart of another individual, or even in our own hearts for that matter. So, can I say that I am better than anybody else? I cannot. And how do we decide who's better? Well, we don't. We fulfill each other's rights. We see, we have this humility in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even as we're dealing with creation. And if you think about it, if we all just adopted this understanding that about Allah being the Rabb and I am the Abd, and being selfless and selfish with my akhirah, can you imagine if humanity were just to like just make this snap decision, and like this is the mode of thinking, and this is the lifestyle, and this is the demeanor that we're going to adopt now as the human race. Think about all the problems that are immediately solved just like that, just by this shift in this paradigm, the shift in the way of thinking of the human being. Nationalism is completely done away with. Racism is completely done away with. Selfishness and the hoarding of wealth is completely done away with. I mean, think about all wars and all of these things. All of these things are completely done away with just out of this simple fact of recognizing our humility in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is the one and only creator, recognizing the tawheed, the divine singularity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my place as the abd of Allah, and my status as the khalifa, the Khalifa to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah ta'ala accept us as the ambassadors of and those who have come to carry this responsibility after our beloved messenger, Nabi Allah, Rasulullah, Habibullah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is for something for us to consider. It is by no coincidence that both of these surahs, and this is the reason why we're doing them this evening also, that both of these surahs are two of the most recited surahs. It's always recommended for Muslims to memorize these surahs, Ar-Rahman and Al-Waqi'ah. And again, like what we were talking about with Yasin, the content really does matter here. When you're going through Ar-Rahman, the content, as Allah Ta'ala is going through, and فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So as Allah Ta'ala in between this repeated ayah over and over again, and Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is hammering home this reminder after reminder after reminder after reminder. This the imagine if you're reading that every day and you're understanding what it is you're reading, the content, and actually some of the tafseer of what you're reading every day. Imagine the impact that that has on your psyche, and the spiritual impact that it has on the individual who's reading that on a daily basis. The same thing for al-waqiyah, that as we see these divisions that exist among human beings, and as we see how one individual tries to place himself above another individual, and how they try to say that their rights are more important than somebody else's rights. And if you notice, a lot of times that with the subjective understanding of a haqq or a right, you'll find that it's usually at the expense of somebody else. So when somebody is saying that they want their rights, it usually means it's at the expense of somebody else, and it becomes this massive tug of war as far as who is right and who is wrong, who has the right in this situation. Is it this one or is it that one? And because we're all human beings, نحن رجال وهم رجال, that we are men and they are men, that now that this whole tug of war, and like who's to say who's right and who's to say who's wrong? And an absolutely accurate statement. Who's to say who's right? The one who is in accordance with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides who has a right in any given situation. Those rights are fixed. The reality of any individual's rights, those rights have been ascribed and they have been set and dedicated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So who has the right to decide who has a right and who doesn't have a right? It is only the creator of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we are willing to sacrifice our rights and we are more concerned about filling the rights of others, when we are more concerned with the rights of the creator of the universe, this selflessness and this consciousness of how we are all, like it or not, طوعاً أو كرها, we are all going to be classified, we're all going to be divided on the day of judgment. There will be those who go to the hellfire, there will be those who go to Jannah. And this should be our concern more than anything else, as opposed to all of these petty and superficial selfish differences that get highlighted in the media, highlighted in politics, highlighted in social media, highlighted in our day-to-day conversations, and worst of all, highlighted in our own hearts and minds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purify us and clean our hearts and minds of any shred or any trace, any iota whatsoever of takabbur, kibr, arrogance, and pride. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who are truly honored by engaging in His sincere ibadah, His obedience, and following in the footsteps of our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our a'mal, especially on tonight, mashallah. Again, we this is an odd night, so this 27th, and we only have one more left, the 29th, inshallah, Thursday evening, and then we will see about Ramadan, Eid, inshallah, on Friday evening, inshallah. So tonight is the 27th. Please, again, just a little quick, humble reminder to make sure to try to spend some time engage in the a little bit of extra ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as much as you can, and then push yourself a little bit past that, inshallah, to that point where you just a little discomfort, right? Just a little discomfort, just a little bit of inconvenience, and that sacrifice. May Allah ta'ala make it way like a mountain on the day of judgment. Jazakum Allah khairan jaza wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, today I will be reciting Surah Rahman and Surah Waqi'ah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يرسل عليكما شواظ من نار ونحاس فلا تنتصران فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فإذا انشقت السماء فكانت وردة كالدهان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يعرف المجرمون بسيماهم فيؤخذ بالنواصي والأقدام فبأي آلاء ربكما ربكما تكذبان هذه جهنم التي يكذب بها المجرمون يطوفون بينها وبين حميم آن فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ولمن خاف مقام ربه جنتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ذواتا أفنان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان تجريان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما من كل فاكهة زوجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان متكئين على فرش بطائنها من استبرق وجنى الجنتين دان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن قاصرات الطرف لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كأنهن الياقوت والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان هل جزاء الإحسان إلا الإحسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان ومن دونهما جنتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مدهامتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان نضاختان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما فاكهة ونخل ورمان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن خيرات حسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان حور مقصورات في الخيام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان متكئين على رفرف خضر وعبقري حسان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان تبارك اسم ربك ذي الجلال والإكرام بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا فكانت هباء منبثا وكنتم أزواجا ثلاثة فأصحاب الميمنة ما أصحاب الميمنة وأصحاب المشأمة ما أصحاب المشأمة والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين على سرر موضونة متكئين عليها متقابلين يطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون بأكواب وأباريق وكأس من معين لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون وفاكهة مما يتخيرون ولحم طير مما يشتهون وحور عين كأمثال اللؤلؤ المكنون جزاء بما كانوا يعملون لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا تأثيما إلا قيلا سلاما سلاما وأصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين في سدر مخضود وطلح منضود وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب وفاكهة كثيرة لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة وفرش مرفوعة إنا أنشأناهن إنشاء فجعلناهن أبكارا عربا أترابا لأصحاب اليمين ثلة من الأولين وثلة من الآخرين وأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال في سموم وحميم وظل من يحموم لا بارد ولا كريم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين وكانوا يصرون على الحنث العظيم وكانوا يقولون أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما أإنا لمبعوثون أو آباؤنا الأولون قل إن الأولين والآخرين لمجموعون إلى ميقات يوم معلوم ثم إنكم أيها الضالون المكذبون لآكلون من شجر من زقوم فمالئون منها البطون فشاربون عليه من الحميم فشاربون شرب الحين هذا نزلهم يوم الدين نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون أفرأيتم ما تمنون أأنتم تخلقونه أم نحن الخالقون نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت وما نحن بمسبوقين على أن نبدل أمثالكم وننشئكم فيما لا تعلمون ولقد علمتم النشأة الأولى فلولا تذكرون أفرأيتم ما تحرثون أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون لو نشاء لجعلناه حطاما فظلتم تفكهون إنا لمغرمون بل نحن محرومون أفرأيتم الماء الذي تشربون أأنتم أنزلتموه من المزن أم نحن المنزلون لو نشاء لجعلناه أجاجا فلولا تشكرون أفرأيتم النار التي تورون أأنتم أنشأتم شجرتها أم نحن المنشئون نحن جعلناها تذكرة ومتاعا للمقوين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون وتجعلون رزقكم أنكم تكذبون فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون فلولا إن كنتم غير مدينين ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح وريحان وجنة نعيم وأما إن كان من أصحاب اليمين فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين وأما إن كان من المكذبين الضالين فنزل من حميم وتصلية جحيم إن هذا لهو الحق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم صدق الله العظيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا